Today's video, we are going to be removing the interior trim off this door panel, and also the door lever, and the door handle, and the door latch. Yeah, so basically everything on the outside and the door latch that holds it in, because we're going to send these off to the blaster. So like again today, we're trying to get it to the blaster before Friday. Last minute, got to be there by 5. It's now 3:45, so we got to get these stripped, load it up. I'm going to take you on the inside, show you what we got to do. First step, we need to take off this top armrest. There's a Phillips screw in here. Some of these have a 7mm screw. I'm going to zip this off, and then we're going to pop this thing loose from here. So I'm going to fast forward through that clip, and I'm going to show you just how to pull that off. Now that we've got this thing clipped off, all we gotta do is push these little clips down like that, and they just pop out. You might have to get a little bit of force on there. Okay, we'll just pry them out. There's a couple clips in here. All you gotta do is just look for those clips and then just kind of break it loose, and there you have that. Okay, now we're going to take off the trim panel. Now I'm just going to take my panel tool. I'm going to get behind these, and I'm just going to kind of look for the clips. Obviously this doesn't really have any on it. This has been off before. But you just get behind it, twist it, you just slide up, and the whole door panel should come off. Now I wish I had some clips here I could show you what they look like, but they've already all been broken. So I apologize for that, but there's a clip, a little plastic clip that goes right in here, and then also in here, and then all you do is you bring your panel tool in, and you just kind of twist it, and it'll pop that up. And just do that all the time on all these bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You probably have about 12 clips that hold this door panel on. Now on this step, you have one 10mm right here, and then you have a 7mm here, 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 and here, and here, how many ever that was. And then this whole metal plate will come out, and then we'll have to remove the window track from the inside. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this next clip. You know where all the hardware is. One 10mm, the rest are all 7mm. This next part's a little tricky. Now the door is in the up position. We did not roll it down when we were removing the door, which is a problem, but we know the solution, so it's not that big of a deal either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically cut the wires that go to the actual door window motor, roll that window down, and I'm just going to hot wire it, because that's all you really have to do to get that window to come down. It's not that big of a deal to me, because I've done these a million times. So these window motors go out a lot on these Chevy trucks. Partly because the doors are so heavy and they just break. So what I'm going to do, my battery is an 18-volt battery. 12-volt battery will work, 16-volt battery will work. Has a positive and a negative. And I'm just going to basically hot wire the window to make it come down. So I'm going to hold one pole here, and then I'm going to hold the other one, and it's either going to come down or it's going to go up. Okay, we connect it. Okay, so that went up. So what I want to do is I want to flip the wires. So I'm switching the polarity. So now it should come down. And it might startle you, just hold on to it. Okay, so now the window is down about halfway. Now we can pull it out and disconnect it. So I've got the window rolled down about halfway. Now I can kind of slide it back and access the track underneath. Now if this is on the car or on the truck, it's a little easier to do, but not all the time the windows work like they're supposed to. Sometimes they're stuck, and if they are, you got to know how to get them out. Okay, so see the window's coming down as I'm sliding out this track. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get underneath here and I'm going to unhook it from the window. So I have to take you on the inside to show you how to do that. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see in there. There's the window track. Can you see it right there? Those two scissors coming down to the window. What I need to do is I need to slide this whole track over to pop it off of the track right there. So it's sitting right here. You see, that's the edge of the roller. So I need to be able to slide the track over this direction. Now what I say in the last clip, you want to slide this forward just enough to pop it off. Okay, so I got one side off. Let me take you in and I'll show you that. Okay, so I got one side airborne. Can you see that? It's not connected to the window. Now we need to do the same thing on the other side, but I got to slide the whole track over this way. So set it here back on the tripod, and we're going to slide the window this way to pop it off. Okay. So it looks like now what we need to do is disconnect these levers inside here because they're connected to the latch. And these are riveted on, so I'm just going to try to connect them from underneath. So you have this lever right here and the door lock lever. Those have to be disconnected. They're just two plastic clips underneath the inside. We have to disconnect those so that we can slide the whole track over this way. Now, I don't know if you guys could really see inside there. I put the camera in there, but you probably couldn't see very well. So I got both this clip and this clip off. I'll show you once I get the door panel pieces out how the clips actually work. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide it to the left, to the left, to the left. Looks like we're unhooked. I don't know what's catching it. So close to coming off. Still feels like something's connected though. But these are kind of a pain in the butt. It seems like that's still hooked on there. Or it's catching. No, it's not hooked on. But it's still connected. Looks like it's still connected to the lock motor. We only got like a half an inch to go, but it's not allowing me to get it out until I disconnect this lock actuator from the actual latch itself. So let me take you over to the other side. So I don't know if you can really see, but here's the clip for the lock. Okay, so I just released it. I just pushed it down to pop it out. Now I should be able to move it and get it off the track. Okay, so there it goes. It's off. Now I still have the wire harness that I have to feed through. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. You just gotta take off the wire harness, the boot that I'm taking off right now. I don't know if you can see it from that far away. And then we've got to fish the wire through the jamb, and there you have it. That panel is off. What a pain in the butt. I have that access panel off. These are the Jesus clips, but Jesus, trying to get these off. They're kind of complicated and hard to explain, but basically you got to kind of push this out so that you can slide this up so that the rod can pop out. Hopefully that makes sense. So that little clip locks inside there. You got to push the clip down, slide this clip up, pull your actual rod out. So here are the two clips, and that's what they look like. And they're a pain to get off if you don't know how to get them off. I have some other videos on Astrovan that show how to remove these as well. Maybe it's a little bit better picture. And here's your two rods. One is to open and close the door, release that door latch. And this one right here is your actual door lock that connects to the lock motor. So those I will disconnect in just 1 minute. Now I'm going to pull the window out. The easiest way that I've found to pull the window out is to slide it down, okay? Pull out the window track, or this is called the window run, the rubber gasket. We'll pull that out, and then we'll turn the window sideways and end it up that way. All right, so that's what we're going to do right now. So what I'm going to do is take the window run. I'm just going to pull it down, okay? I've taken these things out hundreds of times. So these are pretty easy. So you do that, and then just pull up, keep your window down, pull up on the window seal. Actually, this is called a window run. And then take this one, keep your window down, and then pull up on your window run. Now assembly is a little bit different. Now what we can do is we can turn the window. We're going to take the window, and you got to kind of keep it halfway down. You're going to turn the window, make sure it's not catching on the rods. Turn the window, and it just comes straight up like this. You want to make sure it's not catching. It's catching this little belt molding, so I'm going to pull it off so I can get that down. And then the window just slides right out. Sort of. Now this is called the belt molding. These wear out a lot, especially on these older trucks. Very easy to get off. You just pull it straight up, okay? Sometimes you want to pull the mirror off to get it all the way out, okay? So I'm going to pull it up that far. This one's kind of worn out and it's just kind of falling off. But they do have clips in here that hold it in place, and then just get a little screwdriver to kind of pop it up. You'll see as you're trying to pull it out. Next step is we need to remove that mirror. Now I've got this little foam insulation in here. Pull that out. We have 3 10mm bolts. So I removed these 2 10mm bolts that I can get with the air ratchet. This one back here, I'm going to have to use an open-end combination wrench to get that one off. But once you break it loose, it should pretty much, you should be able to get it off with your fingers. So that's what you're going to need to use to get to this last bolt. You can cut that. If your 10mm open-end wrench don't work, grab a small hand. This little guy was able to get in there with his fingers to get it out. And there you have it. Good job, man. Now to get out this door latch, we have 3 T30 star wrench. So I'm going to zip those off. And then to get the door handle out, you have a 10mm here and another 10mm right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out. And this one has a key lock, but the key lock is actually inside the handle, which is kind of nice. My Astrovan, the key lock's separate, and you got to pull a big clip out. So I'm going to go ahead and zip this off for you. So I moved the camera around, got a little bit better angle. I want to try to show you how to get these clips off. So this door latch actually has to swing around this window run, okay? Because they're welded in, the other side you can actually unbolt. But for some reason, when Chevrolet designed these, they made these so that they're spot welded in. The only way you can get this track out is to weld it in, drill it out and weld it in. But the only way you can get the latch out is to take off the clips. So I'm going to show you how to remove them. So there's a little hole right here. You want to push that in, okay? So push it in and then get your finger behind it, and then that way you can pry it back, okay? And then what you're trying to do is you're just trying to break that clip loose on the back side. There's a hole there, see? You break that loose, and then you can slide the clip forward, okay? And then it takes the pressure off of the pin, and the rod, it takes the pressure off so that you can just pop off your rod. Okay? So I'm going to slide this forward just a little bit. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I try to get a good light in here. So I'm just pushing the clip forward. Okay, once I get the clip forward, then I can just take this rod right out. So hopefully you guys were able to see that. These clips can be kind of tricky. If you look at them, what you have to do is you have to push this up to release that little clip right there. There's a little, and then once you do that, then you can slide this up, then you can push your pin out. Okay, I'll do the same thing here with the other side. And once you kind of get it out a little bit, you can kind of turn it to get it out of the way. Because you got to be able to get to it to get that clip off. Okay, so it's the same properties as the other one, like I was saying. Just put your little clip, just a little hook tool I got here. Just put it underneath it, pry it up. Okay, and you'll be able to bend it back up, and you can use those clips again. And you push it out, and then your rod will come off. Okay, and then you can take your latch. You can take your latch out once we disconnect it from the handle. Sorry about that. The handle is the exact same clip, but we have to remove that to get the handle out. But I'm going to spare you the expense and the drama of doing that. I'm just going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll have everything stripped down. Okay, so I removed that clip, and this latch just pretty much fell out of this. Okay, so just like that. Now this connects up to the door handle lever with the same clip like I was showing you. The clip's actually still on it, but there's your latch. Now you can see how corroded and dirty these get. What I will do is periodically, maybe about once every 4 or 5 years, I'll take these out, let them sit in gasoline, and get all the grease and grime off of them, and lube them up with some WD-40. Just gives you a lot more shelf life. And I think I have a video on our green Astro van where I did that as well. Just really helps keep these intact. So this one right here, this little lever right here is your that unlocks your lever, you know, opens your door. This one right here is your lock. Okay, goes back and forth, and then it obviously goes to the key lock that's inside this door handle. Now the door handle, you should just be able to pull it. Once you get that out of the way, the clip, you should be able to just take your door lever and just pull it out. Actually, the key lock is in a really funky position, so I'm going to have to get relocated. So what happened is I don't have the key for this truck, and it is in the lock position. So this little lever was stuck on the inside, so I just kind of had to get a little screwdriver in there to kind of pry it up so I could get it out. Now that I get it out, this rod is the one that goes down to the latch. So this rod is your open and your close with your lever. This one right here that I showed you off camera how to get that clip off, that little short stubby one, that's the one that goes to the actual locking mechanism inside the latch. So anyway, it's out. It's completely stripped. So that's about it. I want to show you one last thing. So these little clips are kind of tricky to get off. There's a little bit of a clip, a little bit of a pin in here. So I've got, this is a hose tool removal. So you just take this and you just pry it up. You can just use like a regular pick too, and then you can slide it back. And if I get the camera close enough, what I did is I just put this in here. You could just use a pick too, and I just pulled it up, and then it slides out. So hopefully that helps you. I'm gonna pull all these off to get it ready for blasting, but that's that clip. How you get those off is if you just get on it and pry on it, you'll bend this, and this will get stuck inside the door. That's why you want to make sure you pry it up first and then push it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove these, and I think that's pretty much it for this door. Alright, so this actually took me about an hour to strip this door, so unfortunately we only got 15 minutes to get to the blaster, so probably not going to make it. But we can drop it off on Monday, not a big deal. So we still got one more door to do, so it's probably going to take us another hour to do the other door, maybe a little less since we know how to get this one apart. I've taken these apart probably But they're probably taking about 15 or 20 of these apart. And every time I do it, I hate them. The way they have this big, huge track in here makes absolutely no sense. Some of the newer Chevy trucks, they're not like this. They have access panels. But this is just kind of a dumb design. But back in '96, well, the truck being in '93, you know, they really didn't know anything better. But hopefully you liked the video and you learned something. So please rate, subscribe, and comment. And hit a thumbs up there. It helps other people out find this video. Find out how to remove these door panels and how to remove all this window track run. If you haven't followed this build and it's the first time you're coming on board, building a bagged and bodied Chevy Silverado lane frame on 22s. So I'm excited about that. We'll be building a lot of videos just for you guys out there. So please rate, subscribe, and comment, which I've already said once before. But make sure you hit that like button too. So we'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.